here it is. Generally, we take a look at very serious stuff when we take a look at books that we try and focus on for each and every single week. But this time round, I'm going to keep things a little light. And why not? We need some light in all the stage 5 darkness, don't we? So, best-selling romantic comedy author Jo Watson has outdone herself on this one, written a new book entitled What Happens on Vacation. And we're not going to give away the story, of course. That's why I have Jo with me on Zoom this morning. Hello to you, Jo. Good to have you with us. Enjoying the book so far. Congratulations on the new one. I think this is like your 10th book or 11th book that you've written, and you knock it out the park every single time, don't you? Good morning. Congrats on the book. Where did this one come from?
Where did that one come from? I don't know. You know, I come up with a lot of ideas constantly, and I don't think all of them are necessarily good ideas. But this one kind of stuck with me for a while. I love the idea. I love an you know, enemies to lovers, you know, trope. I think that's so fun to write. And I wanted to take people off to Zanzibar because I love Zanzibar. So I thought, let's put some enemies in Zanzibar together, romantic, beautiful holiday, and let's see what happens. That was sort of that was really it that kind of started the book.
Yeah, and I do want to give a little caveat to any parents who are watching at the moment. It's not exactly PG-18 or anything, but if there are any parents with very young kids around, you might want to block their ears for a second, because what you've gone and done here is you've taken a divorcee and you've taken a widow, and they've gone off on holiday. Now there's a colleague that she can't stand. They end up on holiday together, but the problem is he brings his father with. And then things get tricky, because here's where stuff gets really fun. The parents hit it off, but the other two have had sex, and now they could be siblings, couldn't they? Well done on that one. Blow your mind?
Yeah, I know. It sounds like, I mean, I don't know what I'm allowed to say here, so let me not say too much. You know, their children watching and stuff. But
Tamelo's blushing already.
Kind of fun concept. Is she blushing?
She is blushing. She's blushing already.
It's not that bad. It's not 50 Shades of Grey vibes, you know, but it is a little spicy. One has to have a bit of spice in these things. But I love the idea of like a multi-generational love story. And I love the idea of two enemies' parents falling in love. I mean, how horrific would that be if your arch rival nemesis's father falls in love with your mother, and then suddenly they get, you know, married, and now you actually technically kind of sort of vaguely related. Although I don't know, you know, I mean, there's a grey area there. But I thought that was very funny, so I went with that one.
And so there's got to be a question here, though. Is like, why would you come up with this? Because this is like a holiday from hell. What happens on vacation stays on vacation unless it follows you home 9 months later.
No, this one follows you home. This one doesn't stay on vacation. I mean, there should have been a little in brackets next to that title saying, you know, it doesn't stay on vacation. It's actually going to come home with you back into the office.
So who's reading this, though? Is this just, are we trying to get away from reality? Or I get a feeling, Jo Watson, it's just you and I talking here. It's okay. It's a safe space. I feel like there might be some personal experience here.
Yes, there are. I mean, not the whole, you know, sort of having sex with my stepbrother, but not that,
Thank heavens.
Obviously. Thank heavens, exactly. But you know what? As much as it is light and fluffy, which it is, it's a rom-com primarily, it does touch on a few serious issues. You know, I lost my father during COVID, which was obviously, you know, very traumatic, especially under those circumstances. And it was just interesting for me to kind of experience grieving the loss of a parent as an adult. I think it's quite different to grieving the loss of a parent as a child. And sort of that was in my mind while I was writing. So I decided to bring the loss of a parent into it. And Margaret has lost her father. You know, she lost him unexpectedly to an illness. And sort of that kind of thing underpins a little bit of the story. And you know, so from that perspective, there are some personal elements in it. And those are kind of the, you know, the deeper elements that I think hopefully elevate this a little bit out of complete fluffy rom-com vibe.
I think it also then talks about as well, not just Margaret and the journey she has to go on by losing a parent when you're an adult, but I think it's also got to be very interesting for, and I think you do touch on it here as well, at least to my mind, that Margaret now has to watch her mom, who's a widow in this case, elderly lady, finding love as well. And we don't like to think of our parents finding love and doing all those icky things that they shouldn't be doing anymore.
Well, you know what? Let's be real. That's what parents do, right? I mean, they don't, love knows no, falling in love, and love knows no age limits. It knows, you hear these wonderful stories about people finding love again at 90 and stuff. But yes, I suppose as a child, it can be perceived as a little bit icky. You don't want to know your parents are up to that stuff. But I also think, there is a message of that second chance love. Like, she was married to the love of her life, but she got another chance. She got a second chance at love, and at the age of, 60 plus. And that's beautiful. It's beautiful to discover love at any age.
I have to ask, Jagger Villain, come on, that's not a real name.
Yes. I know it's not a real name. No, it is a real name, but it's not a real name. You know what? I just wanted to give him the most irritating name possible. I just felt like if I had an office nemesis, let's give him the most irritating name possible. And obviously the name grates her as well. And the surname Villain, it actually is a real surname, by the way. You can Google it. I did Google it. I thought, I'm making this up. No, I'm not. And I just thought that's kind of cute. It sort of speaks to her feelings about him. It's a little poetic. He's not actually a villain, but at the beginning of the book, in her mind, he is a little bit of a villain. So I thought it was a cool name for that.
Yeah, he's very annoying. And as you said, when everyone's got those colleagues, both Nandi Shabalala and Tumza, stared across at me, I don't know why. I've done absolutely nothing to either of them. They sort of eye rolled, as you said that as well. I don't want to give the book away at all, but I was about to... Okay, I'm going to use the phrase. Why not? Let's go for it. I think the kids are at school.
Yep,
is there a happy ending in this book?
Look, let's be honest. This is a rom-com. I mean, what happens on vacation, spoiler alert, they're going to fall in love, guys.
Yeah. Okay.
They're going to fall in love. Yeah. Spoiler alert, it's a rom-com. So, yes, it has a happy ending. It has a happy ending for everyone. I think there's also, it's got a little bit of a poignant ending in terms of the journey of learning to, grieve for her father and stuff. So I think it's, rom-coms wrap up nicely. The ending is always what you expect. And I think that's part of the joy of reading books like this. You kind of, that you know what you're going to get at the end, and you kind of look forward to it.
Yeah, it's all about wrapping up and finishing the story. I meant to say happy conclusion. That's the word I was looking for, not happy ending.
Happy conclusion.
That's where I was going with that one.
Oh, yes.
Of course I meant that.
At school, though.
Book availability as well. I'm guessing online, tablet-y, touch types, but also you can buy a hardcover. Where is it?
It should be in all exclusive books by now. We should be hitting Reader's Warehouse and Bargain Books. I think we should be hitting all of those stores. But it's definitely in exclusive books. I went to go check myself this weekend. So, yeah, that's where it will be.
That's good. Authors should do that. Go see if your book is on the shelf. So you should as well. Jo Watson, thank you very much. All the best.
Put it into a more prominent position.
There we go. You can just move the books. They won't even notice it. It's fine. You can move the book yourself. Not that I've ever seen authors do that. I mean, I might know one or two that have moved the books in front of somebody else's.
I've done it. I did it. I admit I did it.
Here we go. Now you know why it's going to be on #1 selling lists as well. The author of What Happens on Vacation, Jo Watson. I'm not going to spoil it for you. You can go and buy the book at all good bookstores. Award-winning author of over 10 books. And here's the new one, What Happens on Vacation. You'll have to buy it to find out.